So please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here? Is this is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
But you're more in the category like Luther Arnold. Okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God! And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How do you do it?
you
Teach
can
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but
Wait, hold up.
you got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody. It's the Pascal Show. Yes. Hope you guys are having a thriving Thursday, because today we are thriving. We are going to be having a thrilling and thriving Thursday, y'all. So I hope you guys are having a great one today, because it's Thursday, y'all. One more day, and what? It's the weekend. Yes, it's the weekend where we get to keep our asses at home. But on a positive note, it's the weekend. That's all I'm going to say. It's a wonderful thing. There's a reason to be happy. There's a reason to clap and give yourself a high five. You know what I'm saying? Jump back and give yourself a high five. There's nothing wrong with that. Enjoy yourselves with that wonderful high five. You know what I mean? Oh, sexy like. I don't know what a sexy high five looks like, but I'm sure there's some girl out there that has done it. Just saying. Anyway, I got my boys in the house. What up, Jackie Buck and Tommy Boy showing hard. Tom showing hard at Jack Buck the third. What's a guan, guys? How y'all feeling?
Going on? You know, doing well. I invented the sexy high five.
I figured.
Small fact.
You of all people, I expected that from you, Jackie Buck.
Yes. So, this is a very simple thing where you got to, position your hand just right. You got to get that right sound. Mm-hmm. Fingers to palm. Now
you're talking about something completely different, y'all.
That's
what when a man loves a woman. That's another conversation. That other high five. You feel me? That low five. That sexy low five.
Oh God.
Anyway. Just saying.
Oh, God.
Just saying. Other than sexy low fives, other than the sexy low fives, how you guys doing? What's been popping, y'all?
Not much. I mean, it's I've been locked down since January 15th, but boy, it's starting to get a little old being cooped up now. I don't know about y'all, but being cooped up is getting a little old, and I feel like we're just getting started.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've only just begun to be quarantined. It's definitely an experience. Jack, how you feeling, man? How you feeling about this whole situation?
Same thing, man. I'm just trying to think about all the different things that I don't want to touch. Like when I took out the trash earlier this week and I took out recycling yesterday, I'm like, man, do I really want to go grab that bin yet? Or do I want to leave it there for a little bit and maybe let the rain wash off whatever the trash man was touching?
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried about going outside and grabbing the mail every day. Because what if the mailman's got it? And he just go and put it in everybody's mailbox.
I know.
Coronavirus delivered to your house.
Spreading that disease were. We don't want that.
No. I saw that a couple of there was like 6 Amazon warehouse workers that tested positive.
Yep.
So that's interesting.
That is new.
And
damn.
But you got to imagine the amount of people they're hiring, and especially Amazon put out the call to hire all of the people that came from the restaurant and bar industry, and so they're already all out there. They're already mingling with people.
Yeah.
So who knows who has it and who doesn't? So
man, it's
going to be we're just in the midst of it. and just stay home. Stay home.
What's really funny is James, I guess, either thought of this beforehand or he said, James on YouTube said, my idea this morning was anyone suffering from cabin fever yet? You know, it's funny because I totally understand what you're saying, Jack, in regards to just like, it's almost like acute agoraphobia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that fear of going outside because you don't know what you might bring back inside the house. Just by just picking up, not saying that people actually get the newspaper anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if we were getting the newspaper flung to our front door and that little kid, that newspaper boy or whoever. Are you doing lines or something, bro?
No, I was adjusting the Velcro straps on my walking boot.
I mean, like, I understand things are hard, but I didn't know you were going to try to do something so wickedly hardcore. Wow, that is heavy. Wow. Is it good, though? Did it get you energized?
Burns a little bit.
I heard stories about it. It's like battery acid. Anyway, moving on, but I can understand, like, I feel like it's an acute agoraphobia. You know, it's that fear of going outside but it's mostly the fear of bringing something back in. That's the thing I feel like. My girlfriend just went early this morning to go grocery shopping, right? Mm-hmm. And of course I'm going, man, I would kiss and hug you when you came back in, but take off all those clothes, go into the shower, you know, clean up. We're going to take a disinfectant rag or whatever, tissue, and wipe down the boxes and the stuff that's been sitting in the grocery store, because you don't know how you can get it, and it sits on things. Now everyone, I feel like this is the year 2020 should just be called hypochondria. Or hypochondriac. That's what the theme of 2020 has been so far now. You know?
Yeah.
Just
that's my time to shine, apparently.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm a big hypochondriac.
I told you. Y'all got to get prepared. You thought I was crazy. Now you're doing exactly what I'm doing. Now you're getting pointers from Tom Schoenhart. Isn't that beautiful? It's a beautiful thing. No, seriously. Embrace it now, because I'm sure you have habits that I probably want to learn now too.
Well, you know, it's not so much that I'm extra cautious. It's just that, you know, whenever I feel any sort of way, I'm just like, oh, I must be really sick. And then I get on WebMD and it's like, oh, yeah, your ear kind of hurts a little bit. That's cancer. You know, and I'm one of those guys that always thinks that he's dying. You know,
oh, you're that guy.
So, yeah. Welcome to my world. Welcome to the party.
Has WebMD updated yet? Is everything coronavirus now instead of cancer?
No kidding. Yeah, no, facts. Facts, bro. Facts, Jack. I'm serious, man.
Stub my toe. Oh.
Coronavirus. You got that Rona. You got that tender Rona. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, it's so sad. It is so sad. But yes, this is the world. This is most definitely the world that we live in right now. We live in a situation where, yeah, it sucks, man. Like, I am scared of going outside, you know? Not outside. Just regular outside and taking a walk is one thing, but like actually going to a public place. Like, I need to go. I don't even know if these places are open right now, real talk, but like I really need to go to Home Depot or a Menards or, you know, just some home appliance store and, excuse me, Monster drink. And because I need to go pick up some things, but I'm scared of actually going and picking something up or talking to a sales clerk, and then suddenly, whoop, I get sick. Just because I got a hammer or a screwdriver or a can of paint. You see what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, like what do you do? You know, how do you continue? How do you function in this situation? You know, inquiring minds would like to know. You know, it's a scary feeling. Real talk.
Construction is an essential business in Missouri. It looks like.
Yes,
so
it
I
is.
imagine the Home Depots, Menards, and things like that would be open.
Yeah, my boy right now, my boy Dave, who owns a company called Parking Lot Picasso's. Shout out to Parking Lot Picasso's. They stripe streets, parking lots, the whole nine, and it's an essential business. So he can drive anywhere he wants without any problems because he works and he runs his own. Basically, it's construction. So it's an essential part of business. So he's driving all over the place doing his damn thing. But yeah, only he, and construction workers, and of course, healthcare and first responders can drive around. But me, little old radio show kind of thing, doesn't really matter. They're like, you stay home. What do? Do you save lives? Turn your car back
Every
around
day.
and park your butt back at home. Yeah,
From boredom.
every day. From boredom. Exactly. I'm hoping there's somebody out there that's just was on the brink of doing something crazy. And I'm like, no, man. Step away from that ledge, my friend. Whoa, is that a song?
Oh.
Isn't that a song? A terrible song? I think it is.
That was played like for every day in the 90s, I think.
I think it was.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, every day.
There you go.
Every single day.
You know what I'm saying? Just step away.
Yeah.
Yeah. This soothing, sexy, velvety voice.
Now it's like, step away from me, my friend.
Now it's step away. Yeah, it's like, get the hell away from me. Oh,
Yeah.
It sucks. But don't jump, but just step away, but step away from me. Step that way.
Yeah.
O-
Have you
o-
seen
over
those
yonder.
those games where people are inside like the bubbles, and they run at each other and like bounce off of each other?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if their sales have gone up.
Bruh. You know what? There needs to be. That'd be a great idea. That'd be a really great idea for like a sport. Like nowadays, it could be soccer. No, literally, it could be like football and soccer smashed into one.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's a good idea.
Smash ball.
And then you're not touching each other. There's no touching of each other. You're just bumping into each other in a spherical thing that's like about, I don't even know. I think it's like 6 feet
6
around.
foot?
It's
Yeah.
like 6 feet round. So you don't even have to deal with anybody. You can't get the Rona. That's actually a really good idea, Jack. Damn.
Yeah. You remember that movie Bubble Boy?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Is that John Travolta?
There was
wasn't
the original was John Travolta, and then the remake was Jake Gyllenhaal, which was terrible. And,
I never saw either.
and there's a lot to say because every John Travolta movie that's ever been made is pretty terrible for the most part, except for like the ones that he was actually good in. But Bubble Boy is pretty bad. But then Jake Gyllenhaal did a remake of it, and it's really, really bad. And Jake Gyllenhaal is a really great actor, but that movie's really bad. So that says a lot.
Yeah. First one was called The Boy in the Plastic Bubble from 1976.
Boom.
Yeah.
Genius. There you go. There you go.
That was back when Travolta had the long hair.
Right. Yeah, when he
The
was
Welcome Back Cotter days.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Cotter. Mr. Cotter. Yo, Mr. Cotter. Anyway,
What?
Franz.
Where? What?
What?
Wait.
Oh God. Franz on Facebook said it's called bumper soccer. Boom. Maybe it already
All right.
exists. Maybe that's what he's trying to say. He's probably like, excuse me, it already exists. So inflatable bumper soccer. There you go. Shout out to Franz. Sac passé, Haiti. Anyway, now here's the thing. Whatever. All great ideas have already been created like 15 times over. So, Jack, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We can remix it. We just got to put the coronavirus like stamp on the side of it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That'd be the new symbol of the game. That could be the mascot, the coronavirus.
You know, I have a theory that the winner of the Masked Singer is going to be like Omega Man. Because they're going to be protected from the virus with the mask.
No kidding.
It's now a matter of life and death to stay on that show. You don't want people to find out who you are because you got to take that mask off and you're going to get sick.
I know. You just get consumed by the Rona. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You don't want that. You don't want that life. It's terrible. That Rona with a dab of ranch. Franz, what's up, man? Thank you. And of course, everybody who's watching on Facebook and YouTube, go click that like button on the Facebook page. And of course, crush that subscribe button. It would really, really mean a lot. And also, you know, if you're watching on Facebook and you haven't checked out the YouTube channel, go over to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Pascal Show. Crush that subscribe button. It would really, really mean a lot. Today, we don't have any guests today, but we have a lot of things that we're going to be talking about. There's some things, you know, going on. There's a little bit of a beef between Cardi B and Idris Elba. Yes, that's weird. The weirdest combination of names. You don't think they would ever cross or ever meet in a conversation, but apparently they're kind of having a tiny bit of a squabble on the social medias, because that's the only place that everybody can be right now, is on the social medias and starting some ish. So anyway, we are going to go into a quick commercial break because it's about that time. But when we come back, it's Let's Talk. So stick around. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
You're going to perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. For more information, call us now.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
Imagination, Image a World. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Hey, it's Mike from Sugarfire. Still open all of our locations. Carry out, delivery, curbside. Call in. We're delivering outside of our range too. So if you get hungry, come on by.
All right, welcome back, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I always say, if this is your first time checking out the show, crush that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. And if you're watching on Facebook, of course, smash. That's what I said. Smash that like button on our Facebook page, all right? And go check out the other videos. There's plenty of other videos, skits, parodies, interviews, the whole 9, all over both pages, all right? Yeah, and what's up to the 2 people that are watching on Twitch? Anyway.
Sup, Twitch?
Yeah, sup, Twitch. Anyway, it's time to get into...
You got, if you're... Isn't Twitch where like people do like speed runs and stuff like that on video games and...
Yeah,
I mean, how it started?
I guess so, but I don't
really
a lot of
game
know.
Streaming.
Yeah, it's game streaming stuff, but there's a lot of other people that do stream shows like the Pascal Show.
Yeah.
On Twitch. And so yeah, we're gaining quite a following on Twitch now too. So shout out to all the people that are, you know, the 1 and 2 people that are watching on Twitch. You know, I appreciate it.
And when we're done with this, you can watch me play Stardew Valley on the Nintendo Switch for 6 hours.
There we go.
Watch him play.
It's a probably very boring game to watch.
Watch him play his Switch on Twitch.
Hey.
Mazel tov. Anyway, what's
Brought
going
to
on?
you by what? What are you drinking there?
Brought to you by. This is
Monster.
this is not an endorsement, but brought to you by. I just started getting into some Monster energy drinks. I'm not really an energy drink guy to begin with. Like if I drink a Red Bull, I will feel sick to my stomach. That's just who I am. I hate it. But I just recently kind of got hip to some Monster, and this stuff is delicious. I'm not putting this up anymore because I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to endorse something that they don't pay me. They don't pay me. I would like them to pay me. So, Monster, give me a call. You know what I'm saying? This is I'll screw it. This stuff is delicious. It's really, really good. 10 calories too, bruh. Zero sugar. Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Like I said, not a Red Bull guy, but I will drink a Red Bull if I have to. But I always feel sick whenever I drink it. And I've been drinking a couple of these, over the course of the time that we've been holed up. Wait a minute. So it's not bad. Good. There you go. There's my little review on this energy drink. It's pretty tasty. Anyway, what is going on in the news? What's going on, Tom?
Well, I'm going to start with something that I found interesting that has absolutely nothing to do with coronavirus at all. Okay. This was from bbcnews.com. The title is Last Survivor of Transatlantic Slave Trade Discovered. Everybody thinks of slavery as being something, a lot of people think about slavery as something that happened way long time ago.
Right.
Recently it was discovered that a woman who was believed to have been the last African brought to the United States for slavery. And you know what year she died? 1940.
Man, excuse me?
1940. She was brought to the United States at 2 years old and died in 1940. She still has a living grandson today. Who's this guy, wild. He's 83 years old. Name is Johnny Creer. He had no idea about his grandmother's history. But, his grandmother was born in Africa and brought to the United States through slavery. And that was just, with all the other stuff you're reading about now, this story is just fascinating to me that, it's this recent in our history that all this stuff has happened.
Man. That is really, really wild. But yes, there's still slavery going on all over the world. The fact that it's that has happened as far as early or as recent as 1940, I guess, is wild to me. But there are still forms of slavery going on here in the United States for sure. So I'm surprised that that's happened, but not surprised at the same time. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean? Still terrible. Yeah. And these things.
It's just weird to think that my parents, my mom was born 8 years after this woman died. Like you just think about the slave trade and the ships coming over as being something that happened in the 1600s or something. And this apparently happened. This would have happened in the 1860s or something. I guess shortly before the Civil War. But, that she lived, she was born in Africa and died in the United States in 1940.
Right.
That's just bonkers to me.
This is it's crazy, and it's really terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible.
But she apparently had a common law marriage with a white German-born man with whom she had 14 children.
Hey.
So she's...
Damn. Like at child 6, that kid was just walking out. That's insane. That's a lot of kids, man. That's too many kids. That's too many. That's too many, bruh. I got some breaking news. U.S. unemployment claims soar to nearly 3.3 million amid the coronavirus outbreak. Nearly 3.3 million Americans applied for unemployment benefits last week as the coronavirus outbreak forced widespread economic shutdown across the country. That is 3.3 million Americans that applied for unemployment benefits. Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, and they said that's the highest.
Just in last week. I just wanted to say that one more time. Just in the last week. Get ready.
And they said that's the most that there's ever been.
The most.
I think in 1983 was the last record, and this just smashed that.
Oh, you're talking about. I think it was you're talking about Black Monday.
82.
Yeah, Black Monday. You're talking about Black Monday, right?
There was like 500,000 unemployment claims.
Yeah.
Right.
When the
stock this smashed that.
When the stock market basically crashed, Black Monday.
Which time?
Yeah,
it seems like it does that all the time.
Well, I'm just talking about Black Monday. Black Monday, when the stock market literally just crashed. I mean, and that was, and that's not even half of how many people that applied for unemployment in the last week, y'all. 3.3 million are unemployed right now in the United States. Man, that's a damn shame.
Well, that's new in unemployment. The you got to figure that it hit California and New York, some of the most populous places.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that were forced out first were in the bar, restaurant, unessential type of places. So there is obviously going to be a surge. But who knew that it was that big? I mean, that's like 1% of the U.S. So that's that's going. Or is that 1% or is that less than 1%?
Yeah, that's about one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think 350 million people or so is U.S. population. So.
Yeah. That's pretty intense. But they, I was seeing some news that's saying that they're going to extend the unemployment claims to where people can file up to like 80% of what they were making, whereas before I think it was only like half or 40% or something to use. So basically just like making up money, We're already in so much debt as a country. What does it matter?
But at the same time, let's not have history repeat itself, because that's exactly what Germany did back in the day. After the Second World War, they did the exact same thing. They just printed a bunch of money, which destroyed their economy.
Yeah, right. People were burning cash to keep warm.
Exactly. Right. Basically, because it was worthless. And so you don't want that kind of thing to happen. I mean, that's ridiculous.
But it's not just them. I could see if it was just the U.S., then our value of our currency would go down. But if every country has to do this too, then I think it's an equalizer. I imagine with countries like India, it would be a lot harder just because the sheer mass of people that are there, which they put them on lockdown, like 1.3 billion people put on lockdown. Imagine the pollution drops that are going to happen from that. It's pretty amazing, to see how this is having an impact at other places. And so, But yeah, just print it up. While you're at it, just add another $8 trillion on it and send everybody else, a little bit more money.
Yeah.
Send me one of those coins.
Yeah.
No kidding. I mean, I'm a little. I mean, personally, I'm really worried because obviously, the more we do this, the more this happens. And as people start to claim unemployment, because it's going to keep going. I mean, this is obviously going to keep growing. I'm really scared what it will do to the economy, because that's the one main question that a lot of people are asking right now, which is, where are they getting this money, man? Like first off, they're going, oh yeah, we're going to pay you off. We'll give you $1,000 for the first 2 weeks, and then another 2 weeks, we're going to give you another 1,000, ish. And depending on how many kids you have and all that stuff, the kids are going to get some money too. That's millions upon millions of people in this entire country that are going to be getting paid from the government. Where the money coming from? Where the money coming from? How are they able to have all this money suddenly when we keep on sitting there saying that we're in trillions of dollars in debt, the whole nine? So you're going to put our country into even more debt by paying us off. I'm not sitting here saying that we shouldn't get the money. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that at all. Real quick, I just wanted to reiterate that, because trust me, I'd love to have a couple grand in my pocket on the free 99. But, and it's not really free. Let's just be really honest. It's not going to be free. Just saying that out loud. But think about it. Where are they getting this money from? Where the hell are they getting this money from? Suddenly they got trillions of dollars to just give out to every single Harry, Dick, and Tom out there? No offense. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I don't talk about my Harry, Dick, and Tom.
I'm done. But you know what I'm saying, damn it. Like, where is this money coming from? And that's one of the questions that they asked during one of the press conferences, during one of the updates that they had just about a week or so ago, and a few days ago, and they were asking, where's this money coming from? How do they suddenly have all this? Where is this money coming from, y'all? Where?
The same place we pay for everything else, the deficit.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we haven't really been able to pay for anything. I mean, how can you say you're paying for anything when we still? How many trillions of dollars of debt are we already in?
Actually, James has said on YouTube. James has said current USA debt is 25 trillion, but promised debt obligations in 40 years are 60 trillion.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that's never getting repaid.
Yeah. So Rome back in the day did a thing where they essentially erased the debt a few times throughout history because credit card debt, medical debt, things like that had built up too much to where the average citizen couldn't operate. And they had little wars and things like that that really put their economy into like a downfall.
Right.
And so they saw the way out of it was literally just to say, instead of giving people money, they just erased all debts. And so no medical debt, no credit card debt, no mortgages, nothing. And everything just kind of started fresh. And now whether or not that's the answer to it, I mean, that would put a lot of people out of business, I imagine.
Wait, by cutting out the debt?
Yeah, like all the mortgage companies, credit card companies, debt collectors, medical billers, it would be, but you got to think that some of those companies have debts, so there would be an equalizer in there, like maybe a hospital would still operate because now they don't owe money to people. But they're also not collecting debts for their doctors to be paid on.
Right.
But it would be, I don't know, at some point in time, if it gets too big and too out of control,
everybody would be
drastic measures.
It would basically be like everyone gets reset to zero, basically, or everybody has great credit, kind of thing. In a way,
be like Fight Club, the end of Fight Club.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
everybody
sit down and watch it all burn.
Everybody would sit down and watch it all burn. Would be not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say that?
The end of capitalism, I guess.
Well, I'm just surprised at how quickly all of these people that have been saying, "Oh, socialism is terrible. Socialism will be the downfall of America." As soon as this thing hit, they're like, "Okay, everybody gets free cash, and here's money for all these companies." It's like, is that socialism? Are we, everybody. Andrew Yang is crazy. He can't give people $1,000 a month, and now, we're writing checks for $1,000.
Bernie in charge with Andrew Yang as a vice president. They both know how to handle this already. Let's put the people that have been pushing for it all these years, in control. Or at least talk to them.
Man, I do have another one real quick. Another piece of news here, real quick. Moving on. Hold on one second, because my phone wants to be weird and stuff. Here it is. So, uno momento por favore. All right. So, Kathy Griffin criticizes Trump after being refused test despite painful symptoms. Kathy Griffin has Kathy Griffin has a hit out at President Donald Trump after being refused a coronavirus test. Wow, despite experiencing unbearably painful symptoms. On Wednesday, the comedian shared a photograph of her on Twitter and Instagram accounts of herself lying in a hospital bed wearing a face mask. So in the caption, the 59-year-old said she had been sent to an isolation ward after visiting an urgent care facility. Despite experiencing symptoms consistent with the coronavirus, Griffin said her attempts to get tested had proved unsuccessful. So the star blamed Mr. Trump and Vice President Pence. saying they had not made enough tests available in the USA, and shared a tweet from President Trump saying that the country had more testing than any other nation. So she is right now holed up in a hospital bed having coronavirus symptoms, but she has not yet been tested for the coronavirus. So she said the hospital couldn't test me for the hashtag coronavirus because of CDC, and in parentheses she said Pence task force restrictions. Hashtag test. So she has been she's been man, I feel my heart goes out to her, man, because people are still dragging her for that controversial photo that she took right in the beginning of his whole presidency, his whole time in office, the whole severed head thing. And now people are sitting there saying that you're getting what you deserve. I hope you die. She's getting kind of tweets like that right now. When all she's trying to do is get tested when she's already having symptoms, painful symptoms like that literally lead to everything pointed to coronavirus, and they're still not testing her. So I'm sure she's got conspiracy theories and ideas running through her head right now, because of, obviously, I mean, she's been blacklisted. She's had the hardest time ever since that photo. So I wouldn't be surprised if people who are Trumpers are denying her the test just because of what she did in the past. That's my theory.
She's had a rough go of it too. Didn't her mother just die last week?
Yep.
I think I read somewhere their mom died last week. So, you feel for. I mean, I don't think anybody can really defend that photo.
No,
it was an obvious lapse in judgment, at least career-wise.
That was a really stupid moment for sure.
But she, you take that. I mean, she's 59 years old. You take that with a career that, as best I can remember, started around like 92 or so.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first time I remember seeing her. I mean, she's done USO shows. She's done all kinds of stuff. That photo, I'm not going to defend that at all. But
no,
I think the way she's been treated is very unfair. There are a lot of people that have said, I mean, Ted Nugent was talking about how he wanted to stick a gun up Hillary Clinton's backside and pull the trigger until it goes click, she's not the only one that said stuff that's not, not good about the president.
No, of course. I mean, there's a lot of people that have said a lot of bad things about leaders that we've had. There's a lot of celebrities and there's a lot of powers that be that have said some really crazy stuff, and they've swept those things under the rug. Now, she did pick a very controversial person in the first place to do that on, and a very popular figure that she put that on. You know what I'm saying? So in a way, it's kind of like, all right, regardless, really, really bad idea, period.
Yeah.
That could have been Obama. That could have been Hillary. That could have been Bush Jr., Sr., Reagan. It could have been anybody. All right. Still a bad move.
Yeah.
But yes, I totally agree. She shouldn't be getting treated like this at all. I mean, if she's having symptoms that basically are pointing towards coronavirus, she should be treated just like any other person. And yeah, I mean, I don't blame her for having her theories or thoughts, thinking that maybe there are people that are, she might be just having these crazy conspiracy theories that are going on in her head. And I wouldn't blame her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think, Jack?
I mean,
I agree. Yeah.
What do you think, Jack?
I mean, I don't know. She's always try to push the limit, I guess. But just because, if you do anything against somebody, but then you're sick, everybody else, if you walk into a hospital, you should be treated the same way as everybody else. Now, whether or not maybe she was having symptoms. Maybe there's other people in there that are also having symptoms, but they're not being tested. Yeah. Maybe there's only a certain threshold because there's only so many tests. I have been reading about different companies that are making tests that they expect to be, $15 and can do 100 tests. And, it's just a matter about when those are starting to be spread out throughout the U.S. to be used.
Yeah.
And so, maybe she didn't meet the threshold, and maybe she thought she should because she's a celebrity. If she's probably not the only one, that was experiencing those symptoms, and whether or not she's in there and she's having issues, she's already in the hospital. At what point, if she's having those bad symptoms, they're not going to send her home. They're going to treat her, as such that she's sick, and if she needs a respirator or something like that, and they have one, then they'll use it. But until she's at that point, what's the point of giving her a test? Just to let she could tell all the people she's been around and say, hey, I've been having these symptoms. I'm in the hospital now. You guys need to go self-quarantine and just check yourselves out. You don't need a test to confirm it.
A tweet on a woman who is followed on Twitter and has a huge following and is obviously a celebrity of some sort. A simple tweet is going to let everybody know. Because she's obviously a big name. If it was just me and I was holed up and I had coronavirus and I did a tweet, I only have like 100 followers on Twitter. So, I understand a phone call to a couple people, yo, Jack, what's up, man? Got that Rona. But her, I think a simple tweet, and obviously Huffington Post, newspapers in overseas have already written about this particular conversation. So I know for a fact everybody and their mama, that she's been in contact with is probably reading this thing and going, oh, damn, she got the Rona. That sucks. Maybe I should, get tested or whatever. So, that's one big dead giveaway for sure. But she is, she is in isolation. She is in a hospital. There are photos of her. She took selfies of her in the hospital. She is going through it, and so I hope she has a speedy recovery. Of course, all of us here hope for a speedy recovery. And in a way, just to play devil's advocate here real quick, maybe there's no reason for her to get tested if she's already having symptoms and if she's already in the hospital and if she's already in, isolated. What's the point of doing the test if you're already in the hospital getting the help you need? That's what I'll say about that. Regardless, that's something that I feel like somebody who's watching or is a friend of hers that has been in contact with her right now should already be like, oh, that's a good heads up. Thank you.
Right.
Regardless if she's been, regardless if she gets diagnosed or not, she's having symptoms. She's having painful symptoms. Okay. Now I know I got to go, maybe I need to quarantine myself for 2 weeks, or maybe I just need to watch what I'm doing over the next couple weeks just to see what happens. And if I start developing a cough or a sore throat or whatever the symptoms may be, she just set it out there to let everybody know that she's really sick.
Yeah.
So that's good to know. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay in my lane. You know what I mean? So in that situation, I don't think she really needs to get the test anymore. But I can see her sitting there going, well, I didn't even get tested. This is ridiculous, and there's not enough tests. So it's a good wake-up call for everybody else because there are people that are getting turned away. I just talked to a friend of mine yesterday on the show, on yesterday's 5 p.m. show, and they were saying the same thing, that a friend of his was having symptoms. He said to his friend, hey, bruh, go and get yourself tested. He went down there. They went down a list of things where they asked him a whole bunch of questions like, are you having this? Are you having that? Are you having this? And he's answering everything as truthfully as he could. And they sent him home. He did not even get tested. They gave him a bunch of steroids and said, hey, if it gets worse, come back. Mm-hmm. That was it. The dude could have the Rona. And he didn't even get tested.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a nice, what she's saying is a good wake-up call. It's helpful because, yes, people are getting turned away from getting tested right now. And I understand there's some people who are just going, I got sniffles. Bruh, go home. You know what I mean? I get that piece. You know? Oh, I got a minor cough. Man, go home. You don't got the Rona. Go home. But there are people out there that are like, I can't even breathe, and I'm in a lot of pain, and they're still also getting turned away too. So that's just something that we need to, that's something that America needs to like really get down on. You know, it'd be nice to have more than enough tests, because like I said, there are people who are testing right now that don't even have symptoms, and they're coming out with the virus. Homie.
Yeah.
That's heavy, you know? Yeah. And actually, we're going to stop on that conversation, because that's speaking of people that have been getting tested without any symptoms. We're going to be talking about this thing between Idris Elba and Cardi B. It is the weirdest thing, but we gotta talk about that when we come back. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring, because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. For more information, call us now.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
Imagination, Image a World. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Hey, it's Mike from Sugarfire. Still open all of our locations. Carry out, delivery, curbside. Call in. We're delivering outside of our range to you. So if you get hungry, come on by.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring, because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. For more information, call us now.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
Imagination, Image a World. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Hey, it's Mike from Sugarfire. Still open all of our locations. Carry out, delivery, curbside. Call in. We're delivering outside of our range to you. So if you get hungry, come on by.
Pascal perform tonight?
I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Homeowners and property.
All right, welcome back, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, if this is your first time checking out the show, please crush that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? We out here working hard. We working hard out here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bruh? We working hard. All right, so please go crush that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. I am working on getting to 10,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. We have been making some serious strides. I am not gonna lie. We're about to get past 4,000. We're almost there. We are almost there, y'all. Almost
Moving
there.
on up.
Yeah, man, we're getting there. I'm putting, you know, this is what hard work looks like. All right. So please don't be shy. Crush that subscribe button. Be a part of the Pascal Show family. All right. Because we do all this for you. You know what I mean? All for you. I do this for you, baby. Okay, anyway, I got the fam back. Jack finally got back from the bathroom. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that deposit.
It's on the other side of the
good.
house, man.
I understand. Sure. Sure. You were dropping a deuce. Anyway, I'm just playing. I don't need to know how you rock the porcelain bus. But anyway, we got to talk about this thing. Because, you know, Cardi B's talking. This is what happens when you got boredom. This is what happens when you got nothing to do and you're sitting there chilling. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. When you're bored out of your skull and you ain't got nothing to do, you turn on your phone and you start talking crazy stuff. Now, the thing is that Cardi B has been doing these live videos on her Instagram, so go check her out. She's funny. She's a really funny girl. You know what I mean? She obviously got really, she's obviously very popular to begin with, but she made headlines and she kind of went viral outside of just her being Cardi B, but she went viral recently because she did a song, or not a song, but she was just ranting about the coronavirus. And she was just very scared about it. And everybody and their mama was watching that because what she said was really funny. Her reaction was really, really funny. And it was so funny and it was so great to the point where somebody turned it into a rap song. She took that rap song, put it on Spotify, and said, for anybody who buys this track, all the proceeds are going to be going to the people who are fighting the coronavirus, which is an amazing thing, all right? So it shows that she's got a heart. She obviously has a huge heart. I'm not knocking Cardi B at all. But she's been saying some crazy stuff. You know, she's been saying some things that are fairly, I would say, fairly controversial. Let's just say that. Where she's saying basically stuff like these people who are these celebrities that are coming out saying that they're sick are getting paid to say that they're sick. Okay? Now, this is a very interesting accusation. And we got the video, so I wanted to show it to y'all because it's interesting. And fair warning, this is not edited. If there's anybody in the room that is sensitive to colorful language, I would make sure that they leave the room right now.
All right.
Because this segment, very funny, Tom. But this segment is going to be fairly colorful with language. Just a heads up. So, here it is.
Shits, right? I be seeing stories about people dying off of it, and I be like so sad. But then I see a celebrity coming out like, hey guys, I got the coronavirus. and I don't have no symptoms, but to stay home, sounding like a motherfucking flat tummy tea commercial and shit. So it's just like, so what is it? Like, was it given? Was it given? Was it given? I want to know.
Okay, so obviously she.
You know how they say marry a woman that reminds you of dear old mom?
Wow, I'm done. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. She obviously is sitting there saying that people. She later on goes on and basically says that there's a lot of people that are, they're like paid crisis actors in a way that are acting like they have the virus, that they don't really have the virus. They're just saying that to get people hype about the virus or to get people scared. To get people scared about the virus. All right. So Idris Elba went on to his platform and responded to this whole thing in regards to his thoughts on her statement about celebrities faking
or being stuck inside.
I think people there are a lot of people that sort of conjure up these amazing these stories of, the high. Something.
Okay. So obviously he's basically saying like, there's no point of listening to what Cardi B is saying because it's a bunch of trash and that she's full of crap and that obviously he has the Rona. There's no reason for anyone to think otherwise. This is not a paid for advertisement for the coronavirus. This is not fear mongering. This is not, he's not trying to get people scared or anything. This is just the truth, So she did later on go on and say, in that little video, basically saying like, if you don't have symptoms and if we're low on tests, why would you go get tested if you don't have symptoms in the first place? Then you're all of a sudden telling everybody, oh, you got the coronavirus, but you have all these symptoms, but you don't have any symptoms. Now you just waste.
And at least right when it started. And now as it's getting larger and more people are coming out with maybe more tests, that in the long run, everyone will be able to get equal treatment and equal testing. Right. But they do have to be selective while there's a limited amount available. But, it doesn't help to shame people for getting tested. People just want to know. Everyone's scared.
Yeah.
So if they feel like they got it, they want to know if they got it. Because it's a way different if you're having the symptoms and you're like, no, it's just a flu.
Yeah.
As opposed to, no, your percentage of dying is that much greater if you have the coronavirus. So everyone's being driven by fear, I guess.
Right. Tom?
Yeah, I don't know the full story of, what led Idris Elba to get tested. I don't know the full story of, why he did. But, I'm not going to fault anybody for wanting to get tested if they feel they might have been exposed to it.
I really think that literally he felt like he felt compelled to go and get tested. He went and got tested. And he found out he had the coronavirus, which I think is very important. I think it's great that he got the test. I think it's important that he went and got the test. I'm not sitting here saying that everybody should do what Idris Elba did. But at the same time, I'm glad that he did find out. You see what I'm saying? Right. So that he can stay his ass home. So that he's not getting other people so that other people don't contract the virus. That's the smart thing to do. But understandably, there is a very small amount. There's a limited number of test kits out there. So I get that it's like, why waste it on somebody that's not having the symptoms and all that stuff? Okay, well, then the only option I can think of is if you feel like you could have the virus, self-quarantine. Just social distancing and keeping your ass at home. That's it. Point blank. Then you don't have to take the test. You know what I mean? That's the only That's the only way I can think of that will actually fix the situation, that would actually make the situation work itself out. You know, just keep your butt at home, just keep it in and keep it moving, you know? And then maybe when there is a surplus of tests readily available, then maybe go get tested. That's the only option I can think of. But if you want to get tested, every person has a right to go get tested. Please. It's like I think that there are actors that are getting paid to scare people. Anyway, all I say is if that's what you think and you whatever you might think, this is what the whole self-distancing and this whole experience is here for, you know? So that we don't hopefully all have to go and get tested, you know?
Right.
So anyway, that's what I think. We're going to go into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
You're going to perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. For more information, call us now.
Hold up. It was when Magic Johnson came out publicly and said that he had HIV. That was the only time that people really took AIDS for serious. At first, it was just like it was the gay cancer. It was just that, you know, and homosexuals and drug addicts were getting sick, you know. Homosexuals, African Americans, and drug addicts were getting sick. But as soon as Magic Johnson got sick, everybody and their mama was all about AIDS. Everybody. That's when we started doing the deep dives. That's when we started really looking things up, trying to understand things, trying to see what was going on. How do you contract it? How do you not contract it? There were people, literally, I remember there was a time that my dad comes out and says, I got sick. Oh, and let's not forget, basketball players got sick too. Boom. As soon as the basketball player got sick, everybody and their mama got concerned. And then it started to spread like wildfire. So, I'm not on Cardi B's side, but I'm just throwing out that conspiracy theory. I'm just throwing out that thought. When our celebrities and athletes got sick from something like AIDS, that's when everybody and their mama took it very serious. Thoughts, guys?
So do you think Magic Johnson doesn't have AIDS?
No, he most definitely has it. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, like, think about the pattern. Well, now he doesn't.
Well, he has HIV, yes.
Now he doesn't. He doesn't have HIV anymore. He doesn't have HIV.
They test him and nothing comes back now.
Yeah, he's completely clean now. And now there's certain medication that you can take that eradicates it or suppresses it or something crazy like that. I'm not a medical I'm not a medical expert on HIV or AIDS, but all I'm saying is, yes, he most definitely had AIDS. He most definitely had the HIV for sure. But I'm just saying out loud, that's when everybody started taking it seriously. When it started to absolutely.
First. So, meaning Tom Hanks.
But you also got to remember, Magic Johnson was a beloved man in America as well.
It's true.
He was a superstar. you know, and then, you know, we got these basketball players that are getting sick as well, and they're all beloved, you know, celebrities as well, you know. So like I said, it's just an interesting pattern. That's all I'm saying. As far as just how people are taking it seriously, I feel like people started to take it a lot more seriously when they see their celebrities, they see their household name people that they love and put on a pedestal getting sick. That's when it really started to hit home, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
When it starts messing with people's basketball schedules, you know, when it messes with their hockey season, when it messes with their whatever winter sport that's going on, that should be going on during this time. Yeah. It's
Major League Baseball is supposed to be having their opening day today.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that ain't happening, you know?
Nope.
Like everything is going to be pushed. Even the NHL said that they're resuming their hockey seasons in July. So hockey is going to be nonstop
that's a
this
tentative
coming year.
thing, though, right?
Yeah, no. And it's a tentative thing. Yeah, I mean, you never know. They might be held out until fall. We don't.
The way that we can get the American public to listen.
Boom. Ooh, good point. Damn, that's a good.
Hi, I'm
point.
Mr. Rogers. Coronavirus is in your neighborhood.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a good idea too. That's a good point there too, man. That's a good point.
I mean, there's subgroups and
very
groups
good
out
point.
there that got plenty of money to be able to do these types of campaigns. You know, even with Russia and all of them, they're doing, you know, against the U.S. campaigns while this is all going on. I mean, there's just, you know, there's so many groups out there that have their own agenda that, you know, it doesn't make it surprising to think that this could be a possibility.
Right. I mean, obviously, Jack, the conspiracy theorist. But I'm just playing. But on
We're gonna have a whole other episode about this.
No kidding. I mean, no kidding. Trust me, because I got so much information as far as conspiracy theory stuff in regards to all this and how it's like I keep saying the Kansas City Shuffle, but it's true. It's like they're making us look one way while they're doing something else over on the other side. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. You know, look at this. Look at the left hand while the right hand is doing this other thing. You know, like there's a lot of crazy stuff that's going on. But one of the things, we all just need to be safe. We all need to be clean. We all need to start self-quarantining ourselves and social distancing. We got to start playing smart. We're not here. We're not here to, this is not time to be glamorous. This is not a time to be cool. You know, we all need to stay home. We all need to self-quarantine. We all need a social distance. This is the only choice that we got right now. We have got to start playing it smart. Every single one of us, regardless if there's actors getting paid to say stuff or not. I'd rather be safe than sorry. That's what I think. But anyway, Jack, Tom, thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of the show today. Be sure to tune in at my 5 o'clock. I have comedian Clint Coley. He'll be on the show today at 5 p.m. Talking about his podcast and all that, which will be really great and a really funny conversation. So be sure to tune in. That'll be a lot of fun. Anyway, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys at 5 p.m. Much love to you guys. Bye.
You're gonna perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't